Hello, welcome back to my channel. This week, instead of doing a studio vlog, because there's not much to document this week, I thought I would do a Q&A. So I asked you over on Instagram to send me your questions. I thought we could just do a really cozy, chilled out Q&A session. So again, thank you so much if you sent me a question. The questions are very much about business and juggling life and business and things, so let's just jump straight into it. The first question I got is, what drawing software did I start out using? And the answer is Photoshop. I've used Photoshop since day one. I did a little bit with Photoshop at college and again at uni, but I didn't really know there was any other option. So I've had my subscription with Adobe for years and years and years and years. I do love it. I know that it's not the cheapest. I know you can get cheaper. So currently I pay just for Photoshop. I think you get Photoshop and Lightroom together. I think I spend maybe £11 a month, something like that. But just because I don't use any of the other software by Adobe. But yeah, I love it. The next question, what is the hardest part about designing a new collection? The hardest part for me, do you know what? I don't struggle with coming up with a new collection, but I don't churn them out. So I'm lucky if I release 2 or 3 collections a year. If I was having to do something every month, I think I would struggle to come up with ideas. But I just make lots of lists of things. I've constantly got a list going of ideas, things that I want to do. In terms of the products that I'm going to do in those collections, that comes afterwards. So I always sit down, come up with an idea, brainstorm that idea, have like a mind map of ideas, and then I start to think about the products and what that will work with. I suppose the hard thing is your finances with it and taking that risk of investing money into a collection, not knowing if it'll work out. But when you get into it and you start to figure out what works, what your audience likes from you, coming up with collections and investing money isn't this scary thing anymore because you know it will work out. It's one of the reasons I love to do Kickstarters, because it can be expensive. It can be expensive to do these collections. I just find it really fun to come up with products, come up with collections. So yeah, that doesn't really answer your question. I suppose the hardest thing, Emily, come up with an answer. The hardest thing about coming up with a collection is having to control yourself. There you go, there's a, especially like a collection I'm doing right now. I have released quite a few things, but I had so many more ideas, and it's almost deciding when to stop and when is enough. That can be really, really hard. So the next question, which is a fun one, I got is, what is your favourite non-Disney movie? I love that you've put non-Disney because you know me so well. I love Disney, obviously. So favourite non-Disney movie? Well, if I'm not watching Disney, I love a good rom-com. I love a cheesy rom-com. Matt, my partner, loves sci-fi, action. I would very happily just sit and watch rom-coms. So we have our favourites, you know, The Pretty Woman, The Notting Hill. But we also have some of mine and Matt's favourites. They're like our go-to films that we go back and watch. One of them is called Going the Distance, if you've never seen it. That's really, it's a special film for us. I think it came out the year we got together, so I like to watch that. But yeah, Pretty Woman and Notting Hill, they're our 2 favourites. We love them. Anything rom-com, you can, yeah, I've probably watched it. I actually dreamt the other day that I started a podcast with somebody, but I don't know who the person was that I was doing it with. But there was definitely 2 of us. And it was basically a rom-com podcast where we just chatted about a different rom-com each week. So let me know below if you want that to happen. I can make that podcast. That could be awesome. The next question I've had is early bird or night owl. And you know what, thinking about it, I've realised that I'm neither. I don't like getting up early and I don't like staying up late. I just like to have a bit of both. So what's the word for that? I used to be a night owl. Before I had Luca, I would work until late. I would very happily do that. when I had Luca, I became an early bird, as you do. But now that he's older and he sleeps amazingly well, I enjoy my sleep as well. So I think if I had my office at home still, I would be a night owl, I think. I think I would stay up late and draw and work in the evening. But because I don't, because when I leave here and go home, I can put my pajamas on, I can get cozy in bed, I like an early night. So again, sorry that doesn't answer your question, but I'm neither, basically. So the next question is kind of, two people asked different questions, but I feel like they linked well together. And it's, how do you decide what to work, or like what to focus on with your work on a day-to-day basis? And the other question was, how do I schedule my time? So I think there's a question later on, which is like, what is your schedule? But basically, I don't work full time. And what I found that by limiting my time here, I'm actually more productive. So if you find yourself procrastinating, or when you sat at your desk, you do loads of different things, I don't know if this would like solve your problems, but it has for me, and that is take a day off. Take a day off every week. You know, if you're working Monday to Friday, take a day off. My day off is Tuesdays. And what I found by having a Tuesday off, I'm so much more productive on the other days. It's amazing. So in terms of deciding what to focus on each day, again, I just keep lots of lists, lots of to-do lists. I'm constantly have a to-do list going. And I don't like to work on one thing for the whole day. I find that I get bored quite easily. I like to jump around tasks. So my to-do list just tends to have like 6 or 7 things on it in a day. And I'll spend a few hours maybe on each and just work my way through it. If I came into a task and there was just one thing on my to-do list and I had to do that all day, I wouldn't do very well. If I start the week and I have a task that needs to be done by Wednesday, instead of waiting till Wednesday to get it done, which I used to do, I now spend a little bit of time on it each day. And yeah, so that's just how I decide what to work on. I look at my tasks and I need to do for the week. I try and tackle a little bit of each every single day, or the days that I'm working, not a Tuesday. And in terms of scheduling my time, I don't really use like calendars or anything. I'm not really strict, and I'm not like, right, between 9 and 10 I'm going to do this, between 10 and 12 I'm going to do that. I don't really do that. Like I said, I make a to-do list, and I'm actually doing it today. I like to document my time on social media. So if you are struggling to like be productive, sometimes when I'm in that kind of mood, I head to social media and I document it on my stories. So today I am literally taking my followers on my journey of my day, showing, like, I do timestamps and I show what I'm doing at what time. I feel more productive, and it kind of shows me how much I can get done in a day. The next question I've had, which is another lovely question, is do you listen to music while you're working? And if so, what do you listen to? I do listen to music sometimes, but I tend to, when I'm working, I tend to like put jazz on, or like Disney piano, or anything that I kind of almost don't need to pay attention to. If I put on, like, my favourite music is like singers, people that can really sing, and I like to have a sing along with them. And when I find that I'm working, I can get all distracted. So if I do listen to music, it's like jazz or something like that. I actually like to have on films or things in the background, a rom-com. I like to listen to a rom-com in the background. I find that it doesn't make me not productive. You know, some people, like, I always remember being in work when I used to work in a studio, and I like to have things on in the background. Like, if I have 2 screens, I like to put a film on the side, and it didn't stop me being productive. I know I can see how an employer would think, oh, she's watching a film, she's not getting her work done. I really did. I worked really hard and it was nice to have that on in the background. So yeah, that's what I like to do. I like to rewatch. When I'm working, I tend to rewatch stuff rather than check out new stuff, because if you watch a new film, you'll be tempted to sit and watch it. So by rewatching old stuff that you know and you're familiar with, you can listen to it and you don't necessarily need to watch. So yeah, I love a One Tree Hill rerun. So the next question is kind of similar to the one before, and it's what's your work schedule? So I have chatted about this before, but so my son goes to nursery Mondays and Fridays all day. So those are my days that I can come here knowing that he's being taken care of. So Mondays I get up, I take him to nursery I try to get there about 8 o'clock, sometimes it's a bit later, and I aim to be at my desk for 9, and I can be here all day. My aim is to pick him up around 4 o'clock, pick him up and I head to the gym. That's my Monday. Tuesdays I have off, so I decided last year that I wanted one day off a week to be with Luca, and that is Tuesdays. And I was chatting about this the other day to somebody, I can't remember who it was, and I was saying that a Tuesday is a great day to have off. And it might not make any sense, but you know when you are at home all weekend and you're like, oh, I need to get this done, need to get that done, and need to do that. If you had a Monday off, you're just prolonging that. Tuesday becomes your Monday. Whereas for me, I have my weekend, I build my to-do list on a Sunday night. Monday, I come in here, and Monday is probably my most productive day. I get so much done because I know I'm going to be off on the Tuesday. So I work really hard Monday, get everything done on my to-do list, and then I can enjoy my Tuesday. And I already think to myself on a Tuesday, gosh, I've got loads done this week already. I then come back in on the Wednesday and I do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And yeah, if you're looking to have any day off, a Tuesday is a good one. So Monday, I think if you have a Monday off, you're just prolonging it. Tuesday becomes your Monday. And if you have a Friday off, I suppose a Friday is a good day to have off, isn't it? But Luca's at nursery on a Friday, so I like to make use of it. So I work nearly a full day Monday. Tuesdays I have off. Wednesdays, today's a Wednesday. I have help with Luca on a Wednesday. So Matt, my partner, he has quite a lot of the day off. So he takes Luca out for the day. And then at about 4 o'clock, he goes from Matt to my mum's house. And he'll stay at my mum's house tonight. So I have no reason to go home. I'll check in with him on FaceTime, but I know he's been looked after and he's very happy. He's getting all the attention. So I tend to come in a little bit later on a Wednesday, sorry. Today I came in at 10 AM. It's now 4:15. I'm in no rush to leave, which is a lovely feeling. I'll probably stick around here till maybe 7, half 7, 8, something like that. I really enjoy my Wednesdays in here without the rush of having to leave. And then Thursdays, he's with my mum on a Thursday. He goes out for the day. I tend to finish early afternoon to go and be with him. So I'd say that's like just over a half a day. And then Fridays is a nursery day, so it's the same as Monday. So I don't do full-time hours by no means, but because I have Tuesdays off, because I leave early on a Thursday, I am so much more productive. I would say I work less hours, but I get more done than I ever have before. And it's because I have separated work and home. And I know that when I leave here, I am going to be mum and go home. And when I'm here, I am the artist, illustrator, small biz, and I'm going to get work done. So yeah, I hope that helps. Question 8 was an interesting one, and it was, I'm kind of paraphrasing, but it was something like, do you receive negative comments on your work? How do you deal with it? And I get asked this a lot. I don't want to say I don't get negative comments because I'm just opening myself up. A few years ago, the idea of getting negative feedback and comments filled me with dread. It stopped me posting. It was terrifying. The thought of putting yourself out there, being this vulnerable person and potentially receiving horrible things back was terrifying. What I found is the more open you are and the more accepting of your flaws and showing that you're not perfect, the more it's the more enjoyable it is online, I think. So I have had negative comments, negative feedback. I kind of welcome it, really. That's why I don't show much of my home life, because to me, you put yourself out online and you are gonna get the comments. Like, people are gonna voice their opinions on things that you're doing. And in some cases it's great, it helps me, makes me a better person, better business. There's some times where comments come through and they're just cruel. They're not even criticism, it's just cruel. I don't get many of those. When you do, it's like a punch in the gut. It's the same as when you get like a 1-star review on Etsy. You can get 1,000 5-star reviews, but it takes 1 star to just make you think, oh, well, I'm going to close my business. It happens, doesn't it? So what I do now is if I get a really negative comment, I kind of analyse it and I think, is this legitimate? Like, have I messed up here? Have I hurt people? Have I done something wrong? If I have, then I need to sort this out. I need to be open, I need to be honest, I need to fix it. If somebody just doesn't like what I've drawn, then that's their personal opinion. And they are so entitled to it. So I do get negative comments sometimes. I overcome it by just sticking true to what I believe in, my morals, what I enjoy doing. If I enjoy it, if I'm not hurting anybody doing it, then yeah. The comments don't hurt as bad when you think of it like that. But it can still be really, really hard. Yeah. Next question, how do you manage a good work-life balance? I answered this before, really, and how I did it was I separated work and home life by getting this office. So I know it's not everyone can do that. When I was in a position to do it, I took it, and it means that although sometimes I wish I was still working at home, and I've thought about it recently, if I had a garden big enough, I would build an outbuilding and work from home. But getting this office transformed my business. It meant that I could come here and not worry about Luca, not worry about am I doing enough for him. And then when I leave and go home, I can be mum, and I'm not tempted to spend my evenings when I should be relaxing just jumping on emails or just getting some orders done. It really separated the two. So I'm here, I'm a business, I work hard and I get my to-do list done. I then finish, go home, and I'm mum, I chill out. I'm a happier person because of it. So yeah, if you're not in a position where you can get a separate space, I really recommend trying to find a separate corner of the room or the house and sort of say that this is workspace. When I step into this space, I do work. If you've got a tiny baby currently on your knee and you're trying to draw, trust me, I've been there. I know how hard it is to juggle the two, and you do have to work with them on your knee. Again, I've been there. If you have anybody that can help you, and I'm talking anybody that can help you out, like for 1 hour a week, to just give you that separate time where you can just focus, take it, ask for help, because I mean, it's amazing being a parent, it's amazing having newborns, but it can be really hard trying to do it all. And if you can get that help just for 1 hour a week, I remember it was like 2 hours on a Thursday or something, I can't remember the day, it was like 6 till 8 o'clock. Luca would go to his grandparents, and I used to love that time. The house was quiet, I could focus and get my to-do list done. Yeah, it was amazing. Question number 10, It says, advice about balancing helping others and focusing on my business, I'm struggling. When I read this, my heart broke a little bit. So don't want you to struggle. It's so rewarding helping other people. I've essentially kind of built my business on helping others, and I love to do it, and I'll never stop helping others where I can. Oh, it's almost like when you're in an airplane and they tell you, like, fix your mask before you fix other people's. Yeah, like that idea to me is like the thought of me having to sort my own mask out before helping Luca, or you don't like the thought of it, but I can't help him until I'm okay, and I'm gonna be okay so I can help others. And that's how you need to think about it when you're wanting to help businesses. And when you've got a big heart and you're a people pleaser and you just want to do anything you can to help others in the hopes that, you know, that good karma will come back to you. I've been there. You have to take care of yourself first, and you have to, I say all the time, you can be a really, really, really nice person and say no. I'm still learning this. I still find it really hard. But you have to look after yourself first. You have to. And the people that care and like are your biggest supporters will understand that. So please don't struggle. By all means, help other businesses. But it doesn't need to be, you don't have to stop what you're doing to do that. Even going onto Instagram and spending the first 5 minutes liking and commenting on other people and then moving on to doing your stuff, that's more than enough, you know? Just show support to others, work on yourself, but it shouldn't be a struggle. It should be enjoyable. Something I found is I get asked a lot, please can you share this to your stories? Please can you share this with your followers? And do you know what? It's getting harder. I'm somebody that is like, I'll say yes to everybody because I want to help everybody. But the problem with that is you can sometimes feel used. I've definitely felt that. Definitely felt like I've just been used for who I am, who follows me, what I've built. So when you're sharing other businesses, you need to do it for the right reasons. You need to share people that you're passionate about, that you enjoy to see content of. If you feel pressured into sharing others just because they've sent you a DM, they're the people you need to say, hi, you haven't spoken to me before, I'd love to get to know you more. Tell me about this thing you want me to share, you know? But don't ever feel pressure, and you can say no. It really is okay to say no. The next question is, how did your work in animation studios help your skills today, like what you do now? And until I got this question, I didn't think, I was going to come on here and be like, no, it hasn't helped at all. But you know what? I think it really, really has. I left animation and I said I'd never go back, and I still stand by that. I don't think I'll ever go back. But it was my dream to work in animation, and when I was there I loved it. It's not until I've come out of it I've realised that it was not the environment I really wanted to be in, but what it has taught me and what I apply every single day, which I didn't realise until I got this question, was that I always strive to improve with every drawing that I do or every product that I come up with. And that's because I've been in a situation where I would do a drawing and an art director would come over and rip it apart and make me do it again. And you just get so used to not being precious with your drawings and to just constantly want to be better and not submit a drawing until you are really happy with it. And it's that, if I'd never gone into animation, if I'd never gone into an actual studio, I don't know what my drawings would look like. I don't know what my work ethic would be like. If I'd have gone straight into this business from uni, I don't think it would have gone as well, because I've never been in the position where somebody has really pulled apart my work and made me question everything and made me better. So it's almost like I have, although I don't have an art director over my shoulder when I'm doing drawings, I remember the questions that were asked of me and all the little things, and I almost do it to myself. So yeah, it sounds scary working in a studio, it sounds scary having art directors who, like I say, rip apart your work, but it makes you better. It makes you so much better. You think a drawing's good, but in an animation studio it doesn't really matter what you think's good. It's what the art director and the director, they think. They're in charge. So yeah, I kind of miss that. I kind of miss somebody over my shoulder saying, you can do better than that. Do a bit better. Like, change that, do that. Yeah, it's nice. The next question is, what is the favourite thing you have created? And this will be a hard one. Apart from my child, which I'm assuming you mean like product or illustration. Favourite thing I've ever created? Do you know what I'm going to say? Which is a bit like not really what you wanted me to say, I don't think. And it's my Patreon community. I'm so unbelievably proud of what we've built. And I can't do it alone, and I haven't done it alone. There's about 400 people in this community now, and it's been growing for about 2 years, 3 or 4 months. And it's a place where I feel supported, but I also know that a lot of other people feel supported and they feel like they're part of something. If everything was to go tomorrow, if I lost my products, my studio, everything, if it all was to go, and I could only keep one thing, I would keep my Patreon community. And what I've built there. I'm so proud of it. I love it to pieces. I only want it to grow and get better. Love it. The next question is tips on starting your first studio vlog. It feels so long ago when I did mine. It was June, July 2019. I still remember the day that I picked my phone up, and that's the first thing I'll say is you don't need a fancy camera. I used my phone. I think I used my phone for the first year. I remember that feeling. I remember listening for the door, and if Matt was to come in I was going to stop, and I was just so worried that he would hear what I was doing. If you don't know how to start a studio vlog, you don't know how to get started, I would say, and this came up on a Patreon Zoom call which was so perfect, I can't remember who said it, go back and watch your favourite creator's first video. Don't watch their latest one, go back and watch their first one, and go back and watch my first one, and see just how nervous we were, how anxious we look, how uncomfortable and awkward it is. Nobody's first video is perfect. Any video is perfect. So it's very easy to watch people that have been doing it for years, that have found their vibe and think, well, I can't do that. But if you go back and watch their first one and realise that they didn't start that way, they started in a really nervous, awkward way, it makes it a little bit easier. So do that, spend an afternoon watching first studio vlogs, see that it's normal to feel anxious, and also nobody's watching. And I mean this in the most loving way. Your first videos, nobody's watching. It'll be very, very strange if you upload your first studio vlog and it goes viral. I don't know if that's ever happened to anybody, maybe it has, but the chances are very small. The chances are you might get 1 or 2 views. What you do in that moment is you make a second one, and you make a third one, and you make a 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th one, And by the time you grow in confidence, and you will, every single time you do this, you will grow in confidence. By the time people are watching, you'll be able to do it, no problem. And then what you'll find, which happened to me, was that you grow and grow, and by the time you get to your 50th vlog, people are coming and watching from the start. So most of my views from my first studio vlog have come in the past year, from people finding me now and going back to the beginning. So my advice is just start. Embrace the awkwardness and just start. The next question is tips for staying motivated and focused while you're working. I am a sucker for a to-do list. I've said this before. Another tip is to document your day on social media. It can make a really good reel TikTok, is to document your day. But make a to-do list the night before. Come in, tick off what you've done. Anything you haven't done, put it on a to-do list for the next day. And just repeat that process. There's so many different methods you can do, like you can get apps which will like time you and stuff. I don't need any of that. I found that if I have a to-do list, and not a crazy to-do list, like today's to-do list has 6 things on it, I'm gonna do my best to get it done. If I don't write a to-do list and I just wing my day, I don't know how productive I've been, and I don't feel satisfied at the end of the day. So make a to-do list and just attack it. Do your best to attack it. And if you don't quite get everything done, don't worry about it. Put it on tomorrow's to-do list. I also have on my phone some different focuses. So if you have an Apple phone, you can kind of swipe down and find focus. You have do not disturb. I have a sleeping one. So it basically at 9:30 at night, it says, right, you've got an hour till bedtime. We're kind of going to lock your phone so you can't really use it. It's been really great for me. It means I don't use my phone much on an evening. But you can also make your own focus. So I've made a work one. I can turn that on. You can actually set it so that when you're in a certain location it turns on. So I haven't got this on, but you could set it so that when I pull up here at the studio, it goes into work mode. My phone is limited of what I can do with it. So if you find yourself distracted by your phone, which I think is a big distraction, look into that. Look into setting up some focuses on here. I have quite a few. And the final question, I had this a couple of times, it's how do you cope with imposter syndrome? Imposter syndrome, that lovely thing that we all have. It used to floor me. It used to be a really loud voice in my head that used to stop me doing things. And I've realised that the voice is still there, it's just a little bit quieter. I don't let it consume me like it used to. I've realised I've just come to accept that I'll never get rid of the voice. Everybody has the voice in there telling them that they're not good enough, they can't do something. And I've also accepted that it's just a voice protecting me, basically. It's a voice in my head saying, don't do that scary thing because you might get hurt. So I've learnt to build my confidence in myself to say to the voice, I'm okay, I'm gonna do my work, I can do this. Usually the voice, the imposter syndrome comes out when you're about to do something big or something scary or something out of your comfort zone. The imposter syndrome never comes out when you're just doing your day-to-day comfort zone things. And usually the best things in life happen when you step out your comfort zone. So imposter syndrome, although it's a horrible thing, it can really stop you in your tracks. It's also a good thing because it means you're about to do something scary. Something out of your comfort zone, and usually good things happen. So I'd say I'm still coping with it. Some days are better than others. But it's all in building your confidence. I love to listen to TED Talks, to podcasts, to audiobooks on the subject. Right now, I'm a massive fan of Brené Brown. She chats about vulnerability and shame and fear and all of those things, and listening to her has helped me massively. So yeah, basically, we all feel imposter syndrome, all of us. It's what you do when that voice is a little bit loud That's what makes the difference. You can either stop what you're doing, retreat back to your little comfort zone and think, I'll try again tomorrow, or you push past it and you say, thank you to the voice for protecting me, but I've got this, and you go for it anyway. And yeah, that's how I cope with it. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have any more questions, please head over to Instagram. I'll probably do another Q&A in a couple of weeks. But yeah, thank you so much, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!